Art the Clue Crew Mystery Channel. Today we are talking to author Victoria L.K. Williams and my co-host Wendy Nugent.
Hello there. So let me tell you a little bit about Victoria. Victoria is one of my very first author friends, and I adore her. She's so kind and nice. And she is from Florida, where she is often flanked by her two vigilant cats, Miss Marple and Fletch, best names ever. She plots her mysteries. These feline companions might be pondering the plot's next twist or simply enjoying the view from the deck, but they're always there for the creative process. Outside of writing, Victoria enjoys needlepoint, reading, and strolls around Lake Henry, plotting the next clue with every step. With her husband of 45 years, Victoria shares a love of gardening. Their joint efforts are a culmination in a handbook for Florida gardeners. Now, as retirees, the couple enjoys the quiet life, allowing Victoria endless time to weave her plots and puzzles. Welcome, Victoria. Thank you so much. We're so excited to have you as one of our Mystery of the Month authors.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here and so happy that this is going on.
You, us too. Victoria, I'm going to dive right in. Can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you became an author?
My background is kind of convoluted. I was a landscape designer for 20 some years. And as a teenager, of course, you wrote, fan fiction with against your favorite TV shows. So my poor teenage friends had to read all those terrible things. And then life got in the way. You had kids, you had a job, you had college, everything just kind of combined, and you put that dream aside. And about 10 years ago, I was with a group of business associates, and we were just talking, and the question came up, if you could do anything other than what you're doing now, what would you do? And I don't know where it came from, but I said, write a book and have somebody read it. They dared me to do it. And that's how my second career of writing started.
So you had to dedicate that book to all of them.
Yes.
That's great. That's great.
That is an epic beginning. I love this. So, what drew you to the mystery genre?
I have always loved a good mystery. I started with the Bobbsey twins and Nancy Drew and Trixie Belden, and then graduated to Agatha Christie. And It's just been one book after another.
That's so great. I am all over the place with my reading, but I've really enjoyed this genre a lot. Do you happen to remember what the first mystery novel you ever read was?
It was probably Nancy Drew, the first one. I can't remember the exact title, but it was about a clock.
I have that one. Yeah. I don't remember the title either, but yeah.
So, Victoria, what do you love most about writing mysteries?
The escapism. I can just kind of go into my own little world, write down what I want, set my clues. I can manage my characters, which you can't always manage people, and just having fun with it.
Well, you'll have to teach me how to manage my characters, because sometimes they do things I told them not to do. So I have to get some hints.
Well, I didn't say I did it well.
There you go.
So, where do you find inspiration for your stories?
I get a lot of inspiration from dreams. A smidgen will just click and hold. And then the other is just observing, being in a public place and hearing a snippet of conversation, or seeing somebody do something really stupid and wondering how they ever got to that point. And that starts the storyline.
That's awesome.
Does that mean you also eavesdrop on conversations when you're in restaurants?
Oh, yeah. Because my conversation is always boring.
I've often been, I'm trying to listen.
You hear the strangest things.
It is wild what people will say in public, in two tables over from somebody, and you think, like, do you think I can't hear you?
Oh, and with cell phones, it's even worse, because they don't even think about the conversation they're having as they're walking down the middle of the street.
Oh my, it's true. That is true.
Victoria, let's talk a little bit about your books. Can you tell us about them?
Um, they're all cozy mysteries. They are either contemporary or paranormal. I'm not heavy paranormal, just a little bit more like mermaids and fairies and ghosts. I don't do witches or vampires or anything like that. And they're all set in Florida. So I call them cozy mysteries with a tropical twist. And they're based on characters. They're based on people that I may have met or somebody I might want to be. We all want to be our character at some point.
Yeah.
And I try and make them as real as possible.
Can you share a fun or interesting fact about one of your books?
Let's see. My very first book, um, Murder for Neptune's Trident. The murder takes place by somebody coming up on a canal in a boat and killing another person in the boat and dumping their body in the water. I didn't see a murder, but with the job that I had, there were all kinds of canals behind these great big rich mansions, and you could go for hours and not see a soul. So it would be very easy to do something like this and nobody would ever know.
Oh,
So the other day, my son was saying something about somebody having a nightshade allergy, and I'm like, oh, I killed somebody in one of my books with a nightshade allergy, and I'm like, you better behave yourself. Your mother has ideas. So, yeah.
Yes, never
All
look
of
at our searches.
exactly. Please never look at our searches on our computer.
stories are not hard to find any longer.
Yeah.
Victoria, what themes do you explore in your mystery novels?
um, Community. This not only is the main character or the detective, the one solving the crime, important, but the community is important. Her friends, her sidekicks, her family, the town she lives in. To me, that's the anchor for my books.
Now, obviously, that's very important with Jen and I, and one of the reasons why we started the Clue Crew Mystery Book Club. So I'm going to do a little pitch here since that
Yay!
came up. But yeah, so Victoria is one of our Mystery of the Month authors. We're incredibly excited to have her for our featured month. And if you'd like to be able to get Victoria's book and get a more in-depth interview, you can join the Clue Crew Mystery channel. We're going to have, or sorry, book club. It is down below in the description of how to join, and you'll be able to get the book. You'll be able to get another interview where you get to know her even better, and we talk more in depth about her book during the book club month. And we have chat and all sorts of fun things. And the reason why Jen and I started this is beyond loving mystery so much is that the world can be kind of a lonely place, and so for us, the community is really important. And the reader communities that I have built is like my absolute most favorite part of being an author, and we just want to expand that and bring everybody in. So yeah, I totally agree with you on that.
Oh, and I'm so honored to be part of it.
Oh, we're so excited and honored that you were willing to share your book with all of our readers. So thank you.
So now some nitty-gritty stuff. What is your least favorite part of writing, Victoria?
Editing, hands down, editing.
High five! I'm right there with you.
What about your favorite part?
Oh, plotting. I love to plot. I do mind maps and just go to town with it. And just because I plotted it doesn't mean it's going to end up in the book. My outlines change constantly, and then I have to go back and redo a little bit here, and it's a lot of work, but oh, I love it.
I'm so glad. It's so hard to find something we're passionate about. It really is. So I'm glad that you found this for yourself.
Thanks.
What does a typical writing day look like for you?
I try to get up early before my husband does, and then I can either I do a lot of dictation when I write, so I can get in a half hour dictation, or I can figure out what I'm going to write for the day, and then of course once he's up, everything's going on in the house. The cats are roaming around, so my daytime is spent on business activities, emails, advertising, setting up different things. And then once he goes to bed, I get more writing in.
Oh, goodness. Good. Is he early to bed, early to rise?
Well, he used to be, but not anymore. He stays up later, and he's been getting up later, so that works out.
A little more time in the morning to work.
So, Victoria, do you have any specific rituals or routines that help you write?
I like music with no words, so instrumentals, and I base those according to what I'm writing. If it's just something smooth and easygoing, then it's usually classical music. If it's something a little bit darker, I'll find some ambient music that's more Gaelic or something like that, that has a lot of rises and falls in the tempo. Um, I have to have my M&Ms sitting next to me on the desk. And I usually turn the lights down low. I don't like a lot of bright light, which is great because you get the light from the computer or I'm dictating. So I don't need a lot of light. I have a wonderful screen porch that I a lot of times go out like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night and sit on the porch and just do a little bit of dictating.
Do you write every day?
No, most of the time I'm getting better. I am getting better, but there'll be lulls when I need to just think about what I'm doing rather than just writing words for words sake. I didn't write today, but I plotted. So I wanted to put in another twist. So that takes a little bit of time to figure out how to do it with what you've already got established.
I'm just picturing her neighbors at 11:30 at night going for a walk with the dog, and all of a sudden they hear a murder happening coming out of her screen porch. There she
I
goes
live in a
again.
retirement community. It's pretty quiet that late at night.
We have one. He is very active, very late. I don't generally see him, but my guy tends to see him wandering around at like 12:30 in the morning. Just that's his schedule, I guess.
Yeah, it's a great time to be up.
Victoria, do you have creative slumps or what they call writer's block?
I have never experienced writer's block. I have too many ideas to have writer's block. I will never get everything I want written in my lifetime.
That is epic. Good for you. Good. How long does it typically take you to write a book from start to finish?
The actual plotting and writing of the book takes anywhere from 1 to 2 months, and then the editing takes another 4 to 6 weeks, depending upon how fast my beta readers are.
How many beta readers do you usually have at a time?
I have 3 that I depend on, and they're excellent. And then my editor's good. And then once in a while, somebody else, I'll just kind of ask if they'll read it just for another opinion. But I have one beta reader that he's brutal. He loves to say his whole thing is too stupid to live. So if my character does something that is just not commonsensical, he lets me know about it.
Some good tough love.
Yes.
Victoria, what book would you recommend to someone who's new to your books?
I have a cheater. I don't know if can you see that?
Yeah.
I put
Oh,
4 of my first in series together in a book. So you can start with that and then decide which series you want to continue.
brilliant.
4 separate series in the one book?
Uh-huh.
The
The first
first
book,
book from 4 separate series in
yes.
one book. That's brilliant.
Wow, that is brilliant. So Victoria, what's next for you? What are you working on? Are you new projects, any new books?
I am currently working on a spin-off from my very first series. And I'm in book 3 of it. So I will start releasing them in November because the first book is kind of Christmassy. And then from there, I'm going back to another series to write more books in them. I don't stick to one series and finish the whole thing off. I get bored. So I need to break it up a little bit.
This video will be live in December. So if you are watching this now in December, go grab her new book that just came out. That's kind of Christmassy. That's really a perfect timing.
Yeah, it's called A Gift of Murder.
Perfect.
What a pleasant.
Just what everybody wants.
Some of us do. Some of us do. So, where can our readers find you?
The best place to start is at my website, and that will lead you to everywhere. It's www.victorialkwilliams.com.
And we will have that
And
link down below in the show notes
yeah,
as well.
that will take you to my blogging, my newsletter. I have a subscription membership that is also available, and it has a couple of different levels, starting at free and working its way up.
Wonderful. And I know she interviewed me for one of her blog posts. So if you go to her blog, you can find an interview she did with me.
Yes.
Circle. I love this.
Authors are just really nice people. I mean, everybody, no one is going to be able to write enough books to satisfy a reader. So it's really nice because there's no competition. Everybody's really supportive, and it's been a really nice group of people to be a part of.
Absolutely.
So, if you enjoyed this video and you would like some more exclusive content, including free mystery books, in-depth author interviews, and a chance to connect with fellow mystery lovers, consider joining our Clue Crew Mystery Book Club on Patreon. Thank you so much for being here today, Victoria. It was great talking to you and putting a face with a name. That's always great for me.
Thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed it.
Wonderful. And we'll be talking more with Victoria in the book club in January. And if you're watching this in the future, if you join the book club, you'll have access to her interview at any time. So come on and join us and check out what we're doing. You get to meet a lot of different authors, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.